When I was planning to become a teacher, the main question I got asked by a lot of people was, do you think you should? You've got a hearing problem. Do you think you can manage to be a teacher? Within the actual school, though, I've not come across a lot of stigma because we as teachers are trained to work with pupils who have any kind of support needs.
Good morning, my name's Claire Gregg. I am a primary school teacher. This is me arrived at work. This is my classroom. It's fairly well organised because I encourage the children from the word go that they need to put everything back in the right places so that Mrs. Gregg can always find everything.
One of the things that I am aware of is that most stigma seems to come from a lack of knowledge and understanding that disabilities aren't just a label, they actually do have real life implications as well.
I actually got masses of support and I would have said there wasn't much stigma, but in the past I found that just saying to somebody, you used to have to explain about your disability at an interview, and that was the point where you could just see them, the screens went up, we don't want a disabled person.
I remember one time I applied for a job and I went through the interview and I was successful, but one of the conditions was pending a successful medical. The medical, it took ages and ages and ages for them to actually arrange it, and by the time I'd actually lost the job because they said I'd failed my medical, it was unintentional discrimination, but it was discrimination in the sense that had I been not have a disability, then that would not have been an issue.
This is my classroom. One of my reasonable adjustments in this room is that I only teach in this room. I don't have to work in other rooms, which is good because I'm registered blind and it's difficult for me to work in lots of different rooms.
So a major barrier to inclusion for disabled educators would probably be the lack of knowledge that people have about disabilities and the support needs that actually generates for us.
I look so perfectly normal. Nobody would believe there's anything wrong with me. And yet quite often I've had to say to people, could you help me? I really am struggling and I can't cope.
Every school building just has fluorescent lighting, which for an autistic person with sensory sensitivity can be really, really harmful.
Good morning, I'm Caroline and I'm a teacher of science and biology, but also of horticulture. So that's why I'm outside at the moment. This is where I work outside, which is absolutely fantastic for me because it means I don't get the bother from the lights, the noise, the stuffy air, and it just makes everything a lot easier.
I like the social model of disability where it's not the disability that's the problem, it's our access to the world around us that's the problem. If we do not have the access, we cannot take part in the same way as other people can.
It's Thursday morning. I work 3 days a week now after making a request for a reasonable adjustment to have my working hours reduced, which has made a huge difference in me being able to continue doing the job that I love.
My hopes for the future, first of all, there will be a lot more visibility of the disabled teachers, and that will help to encourage more disabled people to feel that they can enter education and become teachers.
My hope for the future is that we don't have to discuss how to look after disabled workers. Now, the fact that we're having this discussion shows that we've not got that, we're not at that stage yet.
That's me at the end of the school day, and I have to say it's an exhausting school day, but it's been a great day. The kids are amazing. I've never felt any time that the kids see me as anything other than their teacher.
The best thing about being an educator is when you know that you've been able to help a pupil, whether it's help them understand part of a lesson that they've been struggling with, or even if they have just needed someone to listen to them when they're feeling a bit down. When you're able to do that, it makes it all worthwhile.
The best thing about being an educator for me is I get to the end of a day, which is absolutely unbelievably exhausting, but it is so rewarding. And at the end of a day like that, I'm still smiling.
I've often asked myself, what gets me out of bed in the morning? And I just need to be at school. I just need to be around the learners and see how you can make a difference to their lives. I actually think my own disability is an ability. It's something to be proud of. It's something that it's a strength that I can bring to the workforce.
Best thing about being an educator is it's fun.